Are we on? Good. Okay. Thank you. Thanks to Mr. Coco, Mrs. Collins back here, and is someone else back there next to you, Mr. Coco? Mr. Weinstein. Thank you all for being in our sound booth this morning. So good morning. My goodness, third grade. Is this Mrs. Friz's class? I just want to make sure. Because you are in beautiful attire, and I'm just taking it in. It's stunning. And I know we're going to hear all about this, but we have a lot of people to thank, I know, because of these beautiful, beautiful dresses and just lovely outfits that you're wearing. So happy Diwali. It is the week of Diwali, and I know we're going to hear all about that. This is our special Diwali all-school chapel, but I feel like we're making history after over a year reprieve of not having student-led chapels in our lower school. We are back today. So big thanks to Mrs. Friz and Mrs. Friz's class for taking that on. It just feels so good to have parents in the audience. I love seeing you parents. I hope that this is being taken in the video because it's just lovely to see so many parents here, grandparents, siblings. So we're just loving seeing you back into our Bell Hall, into our school building. So like I said, so much preparation has gone into this. Would you agree with that, Mrs. Friz's class? I mean, you have been really working hard on this. I've seen you running all over campus, and I know we're going to see why, but a lot of videotaping, a lot of screen time, right? So you're going to be on screen, I think, correct? Your debut on screen, so we're excited. So I want to, while we have some parents here, so many of you took part in our wonderful Fall Fun Day. It was, how about it, Mrs. Berger's class and Mrs. Frizz's class? Did you have fun on Fall Fun Day? So let's turn around and just say thank you to our parents who are here and were involved. And even if you weren't here, you were probably giving donations of food or just sending in special things to make the day just so fabulous. So can we just turn around and say thank you? And up here, thank you. What an amazing time. Mrs. Diaz is here. She's the president of our MSCA Wave, Mrs. Diaz. And I know she was heavily involved. Mr. Capps, I know, isn't here, but he was so involved in running Fall Fun Day and making it just so organized. And it was probably the most organized Fall Fun Day I've ever seen because of just the timing of everything, from the hay rides to the food and all the games in between. We just had a great time. Quick reminder, we have an open house this Sunday at 1 o'clock. So parents, if you know anyone who is interested in seeing the school, we invite you to encourage those people to come and check us out on Sunday. We're going to have a lot of fun things planned for students who attend as well. So we're looking forward to showing off our campus to our visitors on Sunday. So please invite those who you know and neighbors and friends. We'd love to show them around. So I had to say some nice things about Mrs. Friz. Where do I begin, Mrs. Friz's class? I mean, my gosh, there's so many. McKenna, where do I begin? Well, now I have to pass the mic here. Can you say that again?
She always helps us if we need help.
I think that sums up Mrs. Friz quite nicely. She always helps us when she needs help. For McKenna, for all of the students, and I think that is just so true of Mrs. Friz. She is a beloved teacher here. Would you say she's creative? Would you say she's funny? Would you say she loves her hot sauce? Would you say she's an awesome mom to her two daughters, Gabriella, and what's her other daughter's name? Grace. Yes, of course you know this. So guys, she is really a special teacher who I rely on, who I continuously learn from year after year. She is part of our language arts department leaders. She's the liaison for our lower school, just making sure that our language arts is as wonderfully strong as it can be. So she is a leader within our teachers, someone that not only you students learn from, but her colleagues learn from as well. She is gracious and lovely and just a beloved teacher here at Montgomery School. So Mrs. Friz, I think you're going to start us off, correct? And again, welcome to the Diwali Chapel of 2021.
That was a little joke between Mrs. Murata and I. The last time my class gave a chapel, I dropped the microphone. And one of my wonderful hero students came to my rescue and said, "It's okay, Mrs. Friz. You've taught us that mistakes are just fine." And he took the microphone and gave it right back to me. So it was an icebreaker for sure. But teachers definitely get very nervous on chapel days, not because of their students. They know their students will be fabulous. But I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all of you, because your support and your partnership is invaluable. And a couple quick extra thank yous. One is to one of our beloved students, Perry Gilbert, who's really stepped up to the plate in the sound booth and helped out. He's a middle schooler, a 7th grader, quite tech savvy. And he came to me yesterday and he said, "Mrs. Friz, could you use an extra hand in the tech booth?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely." He goes, "I'll be there." And he came and he was fabulous. So thank you to Perry. Also, Mrs. Collins, who doesn't probably want me to thank her. She's back here going like this. But she has been amazing in so many ways, and she's also back in the tech booth, along with our other great friends back there. And finally, the reggae family, who you won't see this morning, but they have been a wonderful background helper. They really helped Dr. Shaw, and a lot of the costumes that you see are actually from their family as well. So thank you for that. And then I need my good buddy Ruhan to come up. He has a special question to ask the audience. Hopefully a 3rd grader can answer this question. See if that's a good, here.
Does anybody know what tomorrow is? Ava. Yep.
Good.
Tomorrow is Diwali. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our 3rd grade class chapel. We are so glad to be back in Bell Hall together. Visiting one of our absolute favorite Montgomery traditions with you. This is the first class chapel to be delivered since we went into lockdown in 2020. How fitting is it then to begin with a chapel about Diwali, the festival of lights and the celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. All of us have the ability to think positive, be appreciative, and put kindness and goodness first. This chapel experience has helped us all reflect on all that we have climbed, achieved, celebrated, and survived. We are truly strong and resilient, loving and loved, and realize just how much for which we have to be thankful. Our goal for this chapel was to showcase a day in life at Montgomery. You will see today how we infuse technology and the arts into so much of what we do, all while making the most of our beautiful outdoor campus. We would like to take this opportunity to thank some incredible, helpful, and kind people, for whom without them, this chapel would not be possible. Thank you to Mrs. Hoover for always taking Mrs. Friz's crazy ideas and putting them into action. No matter what she runs past you, somehow you always see her vision and make it happen. We love that you always involve us in making our props, and we had so much fun making Philip's 10 heads. Thank you to Mrs. O for helping us learn our chapel song and always making music fun and meaningful. A very special thank you to Mrs. Collins, who helped us turn our skit into a movie. Mrs. Friz says every day that you are her right hand.
We can't forget Mrs. Frizz's left hand either, Dr. Shah Saini. Without her generosity, these costumes, this beautiful backdrop, and incredible rangoli would not have been possible. Thank you to the entire Saini family for your partnership and support. We are so grateful.
Many of us were behind the scenes videotaping so that we could capture multiple angels. So big thank yous to Isla, Madison, Philip, and Kenzie, or McKenna and Kenzie. We now invite you to sit back, relax, and be entertained. We hope you will learn, laugh, reflect, and connect to the messages of Diwali.
As you are about to see, everyone, no matter whether they celebrate Diwali or not, can surely take something very meaningful away from its message.
And now, the story of Diwali.
This is the home of the Khatri family, and they live in India and practice the Hindu religion. It is the end of October and nearing the celebration of Diwali.
Mother, it's almost Diwali. Go will be prepared for the Diwali feast.
Can we please make besan laddu? It's my favorite sweet treat. It's interesting that even though it's a dessert, it's made with chickpeas.
Yes, Amala, we can make besan laddu. Alessa, I was thinking about making pakora. We have a lot of cauliflower from our gardens to make it. How does that sound?
Yum, that would be delicious.
Mother, can I wear my new dress you made for me with the embroidered lotus flowers?
Of course, dear. Now, around. Have you finished the candles you were going to work on?
Yes, Mother. I have finished pouring the wax. The candles are drying. Vihan and I have been making the lanterns. This year we made the lanterns in all the colors of the rainbow.
We will have a colorful display.
Wonderful, boys. I am proud of my family's preparations for Diwali. This afternoon, let us each clean one room of the house. Brahma Murari, Tripurantakari, Bhanu, Shashi Bhumi Suto Budascha, Guruscha Shukraha, Shani Rahu Ketavaha, Urvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam.
Khatri family continues preparing for Diwali. The grandparents have arrived to help make rangoli, colorful, intricate patterns arranged on the floors.
Welcome. We're so glad to be here with you. We're so glad to be here with you, my dears. We dyed the rice and brought it here with us. Shall we make rangoli now?
Yes. I think the rice will be easier to clean up than the sand we used last year. Yes, remember how long it took us to clean up all of the sand?
Quite a while. Let's begin with the lotus flower. Great idea. Children, do you remember why we make rangoli?
Yes, Father, to welcome visitors and to welcome Lakshmi.
We hope it brings us prosperity.
The Khatri family creates beautiful patterns on the floor. Let's listen to Dada tell us the story of Ram and Sita. Oh, I'm so excited.
Here is the legend of Ram and Sita.
Once upon a time, there was a great warrior, Prince Rama, who had a beautiful wife named Sita. One day, Rama and Sita were banished from their home by the king. Rama's brother, Lakshmana, joined them in exile.
Living nearby was a terrible demon king, Ravana. He had 10 heads and 20 arms and was feared throughout the land. One day, Ravana kidnapped Sita and took her away in his chariots. Clever Sita left a trail of her jewels for Rama to follow. Rama and Lakshmana followed a trail of glittering jewels until they met the Monkey King Hanuman, who became their friend and agreed to help find Sita. Messages were sent to all of the monkeys in the world who sent out to find Sita. After a very long search, Hanuman found Sita imprisoned on an island. The army of monkeys could not reach the island, so they began to build a bridge. the bridge was built, they rushed across it and fought a mighty battle. Finally, Ram killed the evil Ravan with a magic arrow, and the whole world rejoiced. Ram and Sita were reunited, and they began their long journey back to their land. Everybody lit lamps to guide them on their way and welcome them back. Ever since, people light lamps at Diwali to remember that light triumphs over dark and good triumphs over evil.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
I love hearing that story each Diwali.
And that reminds me, let's light the lanterns and Viva lamps.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize there have been many instances which I have experienced light over darkness. When COVID hit, my mom, who normally has to travel a lot and sometimes be gone for a month, stopped traveling. This made me very happy because it meant I would get to see her more. Another thing that brought light over darkness time was because I had a lot of kids on my street. When we had lunch break, we would all jump off of Zoom and play together outside. I even made a good new friend, Chris. Reflecting on these happy moments and experiences makes me feel amazing. Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For me, one of my favorite memories is having a good time playing more with my brother at home during COVID. Before that, I didn't really get to spend much time with him because I was in school all day and didn't see him much. I did not expect to have as much fun as we did together, playing Legos and enjoying the playground at my house, watching movies and just hanging out, being brothers and having a great time. I realize now that I should always spend time with my brother.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For example, my family loves to travel, but when COVID came, we had to stop traveling to the Bahamas and other places that we normally like to go to on a plane. One of my favorite memories from this year is when I finally got to go back to the Bahamas because COVID got better, even though I have always loved going there, knowing it was like not being able to go there makes me appreciate it that much more. I love spending time with my family.
Diwali is the celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For me, one of my favorite memories is getting to spend more time with my mom and dad because of COVID-19. I felt joyful because I was locked in my house with my mom and dad all the time since they had to work from home more. It gave us a chance to be with each other more, and that made me very happy.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there has been many instances of light over darkness. For me, one of my favorite memories is going to Greece. My family was going to go to Alaska, but we couldn't go to Alaska because of COVID, so we went to Greece instead. I had so much fun in Greece. We swam in a lot of pools and a lot of beaches. I went to some great restaurants too. We had food like pasta, salmon, chicken. Some of the desserts the restaurants had were ice cream, crepes, cake, and cut up fruit with whipped cream. All the food was so delicious. I love cats, and I got to pet so many in Greece. They were all different shades of gray, black, and white, and some were even all of those colors. Additionally, I got to see fish and coral, and some of the fish would swim up close and touch us. If there was one vacation I could go back to, it would be Greece. I love that my family found some light over darkness during a difficult time. We made the best out of a hard time and ended up making some awesome and beautiful memories together. Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize there has been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. Before COVID, my family all had to go to their different schools and jobs. So sometimes it felt like I had no time to spend with them. But then COVID came and they all came back. We got to be all together a lot of the time and it was great. A lot has gone back to the way it was before with going back to work and school. But we all made a point now of spending more time together. Nowadays we play card games and I get to spend time with my brother more. My sister comes back from college too. This all makes us realize that good things can come from bad things and family is the most important thing.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For me, one of my favorite memories is when I got to hang out with my family more during COVID, which felt amazing. Even though we could not go to a lot of places, I still got to hang out with my family and we played card games and board games together. Getting to spend more time made something hard actually fun.
When I think about celebrating light over darkness, I remember how when COVID came, some things changed in my life. But getting to spend more time with my dad and my mom at home more often made things better. Even though my mom still had some work to do from home, we still had lots of fun. We got to play outside more often and watch old movies together as a family. We got to go outside and in our backyard and play tag. That was fun. My brother and I played Legos together and we got to go in my mom's room and play. My dad played tag with us and chased us all around the house. Sometimes we would just watch some TV, or on the weekends we snuck downstairs and played hide and seek in the dark. It was fun. Being with my family more than usual felt nice and made me happy. Even though I am glad to be back at school, I will always remember how my family and I found good times and fun even when things were hard.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For example, during COVID, I got to spend more time with my mom and dad. We got to play lots of board games together, rode our bikes, I threw the football around with my dad a lot, played video games, and cooked a lot together. My mom even made a schedule for our days where we played kickball, learned about the presents, and took walks as a family together. My favorite memory is watching all the sports my dad and I loved to watch together. It was hard staying home from school, but we all found ways to make the best out of it.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For me, spending time with my mom baking during COVID and catching minnows and spending more time with my dog Comet made me happier. Focusing on these happy things helped me to focus on happiness.
Diwali is a celebration
of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I had experienced light over darkness. For example, during COVID, I got to watch lots of movies and spend lots of time with my baby sister Skylar. These are the things that make me happy, but that I don't get to do as much now that we are back in school. Even though I am very happy to be back in school with all my friends, I would treasure the extra time I had during COVID to be at home with my sister Skylar and relaxing.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For instance, over the past year, I have really enjoyed spending more time with my family. I got to spend more time with my dad than usual. He works very hard and is typically very busy with work. The same is also true with my mom. During COVID and even throughout most of the past year, my family and I have had way more family dinners where we could take as long as we wanted to eat. My dad started working a bit more from home, and my mom and I get to spend more time together doing things like we did a lot more art projects than usual. My mom also got a lot better at braiding my hair because we got to spend more time together. We are also learning and doing our best, and we've learned that at least we were all together and we can lean on one another. It makes me very happy to know that I can always count on my family no matter what.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For example, one of my favorite memories is achieving my black belt. Even though my stomach was hurting, I still passed, and this made me extra proud. Pushing through when things are difficult can make us stronger and appreciate our accomplishments that much more.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. I can connect to this in my own life because when Corona hit, schools, stores, and workplaces shut down. So my dad stopped traveling for work. I was very excited to have him home with us. Now my dad and I still get to hang out more than we did before COVID. One of our favorite things to do during together is golf. In conclusion, even though things has made things difficult in many ways, spending more time with my family has been awesome.
Diwali is the celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. In my own life, I can connect to this because even though it was not easy having to stay at home all the time, during COVID, something really good came from it. And that was that I got to spend more time with my mom and my dad.
I got to play Legos with them too. I love my parents very much, and having that moment makes me very happy.
Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness and good over evil. When I reflect on the past year, I realize that there have been many instances in which I have experienced light over darkness. For me, it was very difficult when everything shut down, including my church. And for a while, I couldn't even see my relatives. However, I also realized that even though I couldn't do some of my favorite things, I got to see my immediate family more. For example, my dad started to work from home, and that meant I got to see him more. Additionally, when I finally did get to see my relatives, I realized that I treasured our times together even greater. I also found more time to actually write letters to friends, and I love trying. In conclusion, Diwali isn't the only time to reflect on how light shines over darkness. We can look for everyday moments in our lives to help us focus on hope, joy, and thinking positively.